All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Terence Crawford tweeted a few things out on Twitter, and one of those things was, "I just wanna be great." I already think Terence Crawford is a great fighter, and I hope that him and Errol Spence Jr. can get a deal done. So, we're gonna break this down to you in more specific detail. So, let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. Please sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and also share the video to get all your latest boxing news. And remember to hit that bell icon to always stay notified as soon as I release the news and when it comes out. So let's get into this. Terence Crawford said on Twitter, "I just want to be great." Now, we don't know what that means. We all know what it means for the casuals and typical fans that don't buy Terence Crawford pay-per-views but support him, but they don't buy his pay-per-views, those type of fans. So, Terence Crawford, I think he's a great fighter. No slight to Terence Crawford. I think he has all the intangibles to beat anybody, any type of favorite fighter. But in my opinion, I just think he loses to Errol Spence Jr. But I'm not going to get into that right now. But Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., they've been recently trying to negotiate and get the fight done. I don't even know if they start negotiations, but the way they've been talking on Twitter and stuff like that behind the scenes, whatever the case may be, it looks like they're trying to get a deal done. And Terence Crawford, a lot of guys were reporting that money could potentially hold up the fight, and Terence Crawford was asking for $10 million, whatever how much money he was asking for. It wasn't an accurate report or source on it, but Terence Crawford even stated himself a while back. He says both him and Errol Spence Jr. that money will not hold up this fight. I hope it ain't the case. I want to see these two guys make history. I just want to see these guys break bread with each other. Like Errol Spence Jr. says, I think 60-40 is very reasonable. Terence Crawford, he did a lot of things in his career, but he just has not did enough in the welterweight division. We got to be honest with each other. He has not did enough more than Errol Spence Jr. Now, what I think would be generous if Terence Crawford doesn't want to take 60-40 and Errol be like, look, we could do 55-45. Now, I think that is damn good generous if that was the case, but I don't see Errol Spence Jr. in that. Errol Spence Jr., he is the top dog at the welterweight division. He has 3 belts. He is doing the bigger numbers. He is doing the bigger numbers at the gate, and I think 60-40 is fair and reasonable. Now, who knows when the case with Terence Crawford may be. Terence Crawford, we know that he's not signed with anyone at the moment. We know he's a network promotional free agent. He probably got his own promotional company, Terrence Bud Crawford Promotions, whatever he has. So we don't know how he's going to get these big fights and stuff like that. And Terence Crawford, he was talking about fighting Jermell Charlo while in the back. But if you're going to fight a guy like Jermell Charlo after you successfully getting Errol Spence Jr., you're going to have to sign a 2-fight deal with PBC, because you get Errol Spence Jr. and then you get Jermell Charlo on the back end for Undisputed. If that's the case, Jermell Charlo doesn't leave to go to 160 pounds, which I highly think he will, or highly would think he don't. That's just another video for now. And he was trying to reach out and fight guys like Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman. But those guys are signed with PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, and stuff like that. And I think Terence Crawford, you just need to sign with Premier Boxing Champions, since they're the ones going to be putting up the money, try to give you the big money. And Steven Espinoza even says, look, we're working on a deal with Terence Crawford. Is this the biggest fight in the sport of boxing? Yes. Is this fight like Mayweather Pacquiao? No. Do they both want Mayweather? Is they're going to get Mayweather and Pacquiao money? No. But we're going to give a reasonable amount of money just so they could be happy. And I have to agree with Steven Espinoza. Just pay Terence Crawford a certain amount that you think he might agree with, and everything will be all right. And I feel like that Terence Crawford is the final piece to the puzzle. He has the last belt. Terence Crawford just need to accept what Errol Spence Jr. giving him, because if you beat Errol Spence Jr., you're going to have more leverage, and plus you're going to be getting more money to fight Jamel Charlo if you choose to go up to 154, because now you have the recognition. Now you have some star status that you beat one of the top dogs in the welterweight division in Errol Spence Jr., and you can really pull off some impossible super Hall of Fame stuff that nobody has ever done, is be undisputed in 3 different weight classes. We know female boxer Clarissa Shields has been undisputed in 2 different weight classes in female boxing, but nobody has ever been undisputed in 2 to 3 weight classes in male boxing. So, you know, I ain't got no beef, no hate towards Terence Crawford. I just want Terence Crawford to accept what Errol Spence Jr. get him. Don't take a low ball offer. Just accept what Errol Spence Jr. give you. If it's a fair offer, I would take it, because at the end of the day, you're still going to be getting paid millions and millions of dollars. You're still going to be having enough money to feed your family, take your family on vacation, do all the sorts of things you want to do in your life, and make investments. Whatever the case, whatever Terence Crawford does outside of the sport of boxing, you'll still have money, you'll still be making millions, and you'll still be fighting for legacy, and you'll still be a great fighter. Win, lose, or draw, whoever wins between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, at least people can say those guys were really the last 2 top tier welterweights that has been undefeated, has never taken a loss, and they both fought each other. And who knows, you guys could potentially meet at 154 pounds again and for a rematch for undisputed. Who knows what the case may be? But Terence Crawford hints out that I just want to be great. And Terence Crawford, I believe you. I know you want to be great, but you're going to have to negotiate. You're going to have to think in your mind and say, look, I'm just going to go ahead and fight Errol Spence Jr. because the fans and the diehard boxing fans is calling for this fight. So hopefully Terence Crawford does have a good mindset when it comes to negotiations. Just take the offer with Errol Spence Jr. and make the boxing fans happy. Now, you got to eat as well. Take a deal that you think is good. And we're ready to see you guys have a massive showdown at the welterweight division for undisputed. So, whatever the case may be. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.